So, as promised, I'm going to go through 6 verses in the Śikhariṇī meter in Saundarananda, relating to individual effort as opposed to going along to get along in a group thinking kind of way, following the herd instinct. So those are really homing in on 2 of the 8 thoughts of a great person, which I like to reflect on every day, going through them one by one. And those 2 are number 3, which is praviveka, seclusion, and number 4, virya, effort. But as we go through these 6 verses, which are ostensibly about seclusion and making an effort, a persistent effort, I hope to demonstrate that really that you can't understand one of the 8 thoughts without really having reference to all 7 of the other ones, not least of which is nishprapancha, not othering, which is in light of emptiness. So it was said in the Agama Sutras that all the Buddha's teachings are shunyata samyukta, connected with emptiness, and that is very true. So to get to the bottom of any of the 8 truths, we really need to understand all of the 7, and especially in light of emptiness. So we'll start with the first one. There's going to be three verses in Śikhariṇī meter in Saundarananda Canto 14, and 3 verses at the end of Canto 16. So the 3 verses in Canto 14 are number 50, 51 and 52. So here's number 50. I'll say it in English first. One who eats anything at any place and wears any clothes, who, dwelling in enjoyment of his own being, loves to be anywhere without people, he is to be known as a success, a knower of the taste of peace and ease, whose mind is made up. He avoids involvement with others like a thorn. It's very unlikely that my translation into English did that verse full justice, because Asvaghosha's Sanskrit teaching is so reliable. The more you delve into it, the more you appreciate it, and especially the fact that what it seems to say on the surface, when you dig into it, it's got layers and layers of deeper meaning. So it's worth memorizing these verses in Sanskrit, referring to the Sanskrit dictionary, and really thinking what it means. For example, in the last line, there's the word saṁsargaṁ, which I've translated as involvement. I just looked it up now in the Mona Williams dictionary. See, the first, on the superficial level, it means things like association, society, contact. So it gives the impression you want to involve any kind of contact with others. Ostensibly, it means that. You go off into the forest and you don't see anybody else. But the first definition is commingling. Commingling. See, that makes me reflect. I've been 20 years now. I've been coming to this place by the forest in France, and over the years I've come to spend more time here year by year. But through all those 20 years, I've been listening to BBC Radio 4 Longwave a lot, too much on reflection. It's only in very recent years I realised that they've been feeding me a pack of lies with their othering and their propaganda and their stupid increasingly woke ideology that they follow. You turn on Woman's Hour and you've got some black lesbian disabled feminist spouting, saying that studies show such and such. Like, what studies? It's all bullshit. Conditioning our minds. So really, at a deeper level, avoiding involvement with others, it would include not listening to the BBC, or perhaps on a deeper level, listening to it and really understanding where it's coming from, what the intention is behind it, so that it doesn't influence you just like water off a duck's back. There might be a time where it even ceases to annoy you. You just have compassion for the poor old idiot in the studio who's spouting the lies, you know. Johnny Diamond, what a twat. Listen to him on The World at One, you know, speaking in such a kind of intellectual, clever voice, you know, just spouting pure lies, you know. If he wasn't holding up a mirror to me, I probably wouldn't bother me. I'd just feel compassion for the idiot. Anyway, I digress. So, samsarga, you can say it's involvement, but not only at a superficial level, but a deeper level. We want to avoid really the influence of the people who are trying to condition us out of bad intentions, to control others, to keep us down, to stop us from being free. So, enough of me. This is the Sanskrit in Śikhariṇī meter. As I was saying yesterday, the rhythm of it is short, long, 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 short, 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 long, long, short, 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 long. And I'm looking at my hand as I do that because I find it helpful to keep count. So short, long, 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 short, 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 long, long, short, 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 long. So here's the first line. Kva-cid bhuktvā yat-tad, vasanam yat-tat, parihito. Vasann ātmārāmaḥ, kva-cana vijane yo bhiramate. Kṛtārthaḥ sa jñeyaḥ, śama-sukha-rasa-jñaḥ, kṛta-matiḥ, pareṣāṁ saṁsargaṁ, pariharati yaha kaṇṭakam iva. It would be so nice if we had these recited by an Indian pandit, but for the time being, that'll have to do. Kva-cid means anywhere. Kva means where, and cid makes it anywhere. So at any place. Kva-cid bhuktvā. So bhuktvā is from a root which means to eat, to consume, or also to enjoy. So again, ostensibly it means eating anywhere. Yat-tad means what that, so whatever, anything. So eating whatever, anywhere, eating anything at any place. But deeper down, so bhukte also means, later on in this series of verses, bhukte means he enjoys. So the root bhuj, it can mean to eat, to consume, but it also can mean to enjoy. So enjoying anything at any place. It's kind of a more profound meaning. I mean, like whatever's happening, you enjoy that. Like yesterday, I didn't sleep well, and you know, I said I woke up feeling absolutely crap, which you very often do. But you can enjoy that, you know, like you can enjoy getting into ice water. I've just been out in the garden carrying some water into the polytunnel because it's cold and raining outside. So I got in my shorts and flip-flops and just expose myself to the cold rain, you know. So it's that spirit of enjoying stressful situations. It's not really stressful. It's a different kind of stress, hormetic stress. Enjoying hormetic stress might be included in these words: kva-cid, bhuktvā, yat-tad. Eating anything at any place, or swallowing any old rubbish, you know, welcoming hardship, that kind of thing. So kva-cid, bhuktvā, yat-tad. Then it goes on vasanam api. Also api, vasanam, clothing. Yat-tat, whatever, any clothing. Parihito, wearing. So wearing any clothing. Not picking and choosing, not being fussy. Vasann means living or dwelling. Ātmārāmaḥ, so atma means self or one's own. Arame means he enjoys. Arama means enjoyment. So ātmārāmaḥ is self-enjoyment. So vasann ātmārāmaḥ, dwelling in self-enjoyment. How do I translate it? Dwelling in enjoyment of his own being. So the words self and own being for atma should be understood again in light of emptiness. So emptiness is not that, doesn't deny being in the sense of happening. Like in Spanish, I was made aware the word ser, to be, also means to happen. So in that sense, it shouldn't be denied. What we're denying is self-existence, the thinking that something exists as a thing unto itself. In that sense, being is not a good word. Like Jean-Paul Sartre, being and nothingness. Those are the two extreme views, in the middle of which is things happening, or non-things, events happening, dependently arisen. So always beware translators of the enemy of truth. And so enjoyment of his own being, as a translation of ātmārāmaḥ, should not indicate being as a non-empty state of existence. Enjoyment, I suppose it just means enjoying oneself as we use it colloquially, dwelling in enjoyment of oneself. Then kva-cana, anywhere. Vijane, without people. So your, who, that's he who. Bhiramate, so the same root, ram, as in aramaha, enjoyment. Bhiramate, he enjoys, he loves to be anywhere without people. He loves to be anywhere without people. So it's describing seclusion. But a previous verse in this section talks about, first we find seclusion of the body, then it's easy to find seclusion of the mind. So in that light, when it says anywhere without people, it includes the sense, I think, of not being influenced by the likes of the BBC propaganda. That's enjoying freedom from the influence of people. What we really want is to be under the influence of the 8 thoughts of a great person. So that mental seclusion where you're just enjoying the thoughts of great person like the Buddha, or like Asvaghosha, like Nagarjuna. So the mind it's free of the conditioning, and seclusion of the mind. So each thought is sort of enjoyed. There's no free of noise, free of distraction. You can enjoy thoughts of the ancient Indian teachers in Sanskrit or in Pali. And then, of course, samadhi in Asvaghosha's description of the 4 dhyanas, he describes the first dhyana as full of thinking and reflection and enjoyment of that thinking. But then later on he describes samadhi as being like still water, like a river that's free of ripples. So thinking is like ripples, waves waves producing ripples on the water. So gradually we want to be free of thinking. That's probably a discussion at a later date. For the time being, kṛtārthaḥ. Kṛtārthaḥ means a success. Artha means success. Kṛta means made, so successful, making a success. Sa, he. Jñeyaḥ is to be known. He is to be known as a success. Śama-sukha-rasa-jñaḥ. Śama, peace. Sukha, ease. Rasa, the taste. Jñeyaḥ, knowing. Knowing the taste of peace and ease. So, rasa is 2 short syllables, rasa. But when the short vowel a, is followed by a double consonant, so jñeyaḥ is a double consonant, it makes the previous vowel long. That's just so you understand the meter here. So kṛt is small, short. Kṛtārthaḥ, sa, jñeyaḥ. So again, sa, which means he, because it's before jñeyaḥ, it becomes long. So kṛt, small, ārtha, sa, jñeyaḥ, 5 long syllables. So sa, again, it's short on its own, but because it precedes jñe, it becomes long. And the same rasa is short, but before the jña, the sa becomes long. So it's rasa-jñaḥ. And then kṛta-matiḥ. Kṛta again is made, done. Mati is mind. His mind is made up. Last line. pareṣāṁ saṁsargaṁ pariharati yaha kaṇṭakam iva. That last iva again is a short a, iva, but it's at the end of a line. At the end of a line, everything is pronounced long. So even a short va is a va. Kaṇṭakam iva. So pareṣāṁ is genitive plural, so of others, with others. Is it, or is it locative? Anyway, he avoids involvement with others. Saṁsargaṁ, we discussed before, involvement or commingling, getting involved with mentally as well as physically. Pariharati, a useful verb here because he wants 5 short syllables. Pariharati, he avoids. Ya, he who. Kaṇṭakam, a thorn. Iva, like. He avoids involvement with others. He avoids getting caught up in the thoughts of others, the conditioning of others, like a thorn. I'll recite it once more. Kva-cid bhuktvā yat-tad, vasanam yat-tat parihito, vasann ātmārāmaḥ, kva-cana vijane yo bhiramate, kṛtārthaḥ jñeyaḥ, śama-sukha-rasa-jñaḥ, kṛta-matiḥ, pareṣāṁ saṁsargaṁ, pariharati kaṇṭakam iva.